Guys, can we potentially predict when Bitcoin is exactly going to bottom if we just have a look at previous cycles? Guys, in today's video, we are going to do something quite different than regular videos. We are going to have a look at one specific cycle in Bitcoin, which we've also have seen in different charts like the S&P 500. This is a 16-year cycle, and this might predict right now what is going to happen in the coming weeks with Bitcoin, in the coming months, and as well in the coming years, in which time periods the price is going to go up and in which time periods the price is going to go down. Before we are jumping into this cycle theory, I want to give a quick shout out to Bob Lucas from the 4-year cycle journey. Bob Lucas is actually the analyst who started out with the 4-year journey for Bitcoin, stating that there are 4-year cycles in Bitcoin occurring. Right now he's talking about a 16-year cycle, which is a secular bull phase. So we got this smaller 4-year bull markets, and then we got this bigger secular bull market of 16 years. And what does that mean for Bitcoin? And I want to have a talk about that in today's video. I want to compare that cycle that we are seeing over in Bitcoin with a cycle that we are seeing over in the regular financial markets in the S&P 500. Guys, this is mind-blowing. This is very significant. Might be very determining in how you gonna look at the markets for the coming months and years ahead. And of course, I want to share something that I found in Bitcoin, a new channel, a new structure, where not a lot of people talking about, which basically tells us how close we are to a potential bottom in the Bitcoin price right now. So guys, all about that in today's video. With that being said, my name is Jeroen. Welcome to the blockchain today. Let's dive straight into it. Before, of course, guys, I would highly appreciate it if every single one of you could smash up the like button down below. It really helps out to push this video to a broader audience, and especially with these videos, this is going to be a very important video. Same like for example, the Shemitah cycle video I've posted earlier. I will give a small talk about that as well. Some videos age very well, some videos are more important than other ones. This is a macro video. I think this one is very important, and that's why we should get a lot of engagement as much as possible. If you can share this video with your friends who you want to succeed in crypto, because this might provide with some very good insights which everybody basically should have to prepare for the next bull market, but also for the next bear market and for the bottom that will come to Bitcoin most likely in the not so distant future. So guys, let's start off with the Bitcoin chart, and I want to bring out this chart basically as well. We are going to overlay this one on the Bitcoin chart, but what we basically have is we have every time you see a arrow, that is a 4-year cycle. So we have basically what we are seeing with Bitcoin is we have 3 years upwards price movement, 1 year down, 3 years up, 1 year down, 3 years up, 1 year down. Only the last 4-year cycle of that complete 16-year cycle is different. It is the other way around. We have 1 year up and 3 years down. That is when a longer bear market starts, and where we definitely see a huge correction over on any kind of bubble. We have seen that over on the .com bubble, but it is also possible to see that over right here in the Bitcoin price. And if we have a look at Bitcoin, let me show you what I mean with these cycles. Normally, we always analyze the vertical side of the axis, which is the price. But a lot of traders, a lot of professional and very successful traders have been saying that it is more important to analyze time rather than price. And I think there is some truth to that. Definitely, the moment you analyze time, it brings a whole new dimension to the charts, and definitely can be very accurate. Like if you recall the video I've been publishing about the Shemitah cycle, the 7-year cycle in the stock market, I've posted that video around 2020 saying that September 2021 We are going to see 1 year decline in the S&P 500 and also therefore in Bitcoin. That video, that prediction turned out to be super significant, actually played out very good. Well, this was only based on a cycle, only based on a 7-year cycle. I will publish this video in the information box if you want to see it. It's very mind-blowing, I have to say. Definitely very mind-blowing, and there's a lot of truth to it, and not a lot of traders are looking at it. Most traders are just they just lost in the short-term price action. So everybody's focused on the short-term price action. Oh, Bitcoin goes up. Wow, Bitcoin goes up. Wow, big rally. Bitcoin goes down. Everybody panics, but nobody really zooms out and look at it from a broader perspective. And I think that is one of the most important things, especially with your trading plan. Start from a very big difference and then go closer into these time frames. That is, I think, is important. But okay, let's have a look at the significance of this cycle. So what you can see right here, we got a 226 bars on a weekly chart, as you can see right here, is roughly 4 years. Roughly. So we got right here another 205 bars, 201 bars, and 201 bars, all roughly 4 years. Some couple of weeks longer, some couple of weeks shorter. All good. So we get right here a 3 years upwards movement, 1 year decline. 3 years upwards movement, 1 year decline. 3 years upwards movement, 1 year decline, which we almost meet. We almost meet that 1 year decline, and you can also see these numbers. These numbers are the amount of weeks it took till we saw a top or a bottom. So what we can see right here, it took like 33 weeks to get this top. It took 46 weeks to get a bottom. It took 34 weeks to get a top. Then it took from this point, and it took 46 weeks to get that bear market bottom. Right now, again, after 34 weeks, we peaked out at roughly $70,000, and we come down. Potentially in week 46, 47, we could see the bottom, which is very soon. It's going to be October, November this year. And guys, I still want to quote, if you are more interested in these cycles and how this is going to, you should definitely follow Bob Lucas over on Twitter and over on YouTube, because he is the one basically that started out this 4-year journey and came up with these 4-year cycles and really focused on time rather than price. So he's also the one you should thank for me creating this video. He's a great analyst and definitely somebody you want to be following. And guys, before we continue, let me quickly remind you all the bonuses that you can get on these affiliate exchanges that I have my links to down below this video. And if you sign up on one of these exchanges with the specific affiliate link down below, you can get the additional bonus, but you will also in the future be able to get additional futures over on willporter.com. if you can share the user ID where you signed up with. So right now on Bybit, you can get a bonus of $4,500 and a discount on your fee. And on BitGet, which is a new exchange, I've made a tutorial about that exchange as well. You can get a bonus of $4,273. You will get a $10 just for signing up, and you will get a 10% extra deposit bonus for the first 100 that are signing up to BitGet, and there's still a lot of spots left for that if you are interested. Prime XPD, you can get a $7,000 bonus with this specific code, blockchain 7000, and on Femex exchange you can get a $1,200 bonus. So for all the traders interested, you can find all of my affiliate links to register on one of these exchanges down below this video. Okay. Right now, we've seen in Bitcoin these 4-year cycles, but what we can also see is if we have a look at this specific thing for that 16-year cycle, is that the last cycle is going to be shorter. At least the bull phase is going to be shorter than the bear phase. And I've made these boxes right here, which we are going to have a look at in a bit. But first of all, I want to go with you to the S&P 500. That is right here. Because what we are looking at right now is the bubble, and sometimes you can compare bubbles with each other, especially when you zoom out and we have like 16-year cycles. Those are just like quite significant, right? And I would say the price action doesn't necessarily like mirror the price action of Bitcoin. It doesn't look, if you would put both price actions together, it doesn't really look like they are that much correlated. However, when you look at time, they are definitely correlated in some form of way, and I will show you why. Right here we can see as well, we have these cycles, 170 bars. This is a little bit shorter. We got 200 bars, it's roughly 4 years. We got another almost 200 bars, roughly 4 years. We got another almost 200 bars, roughly 4 years. So actually we've seen these 4-year cycles also in the S&P 500. We have a time where we go up, small time go down. Time where we go up, small time where we go down. Time where we go up, small time where we go down. And time we go up, and then a long time we go down. So here you can see as well, the last phase of this 16-year bull market, it shifted. It was the smaller period of time where we went up, and then we had quite a rough bear market, definitely, where we had a significant decline of, let me calculate that, of 50% in the stock market, in the regular financial markets. That is a huge amount, guys, and that would be also a huge amount in Bitcoin if we are going to see this cycle playing out. And this is more of a kind of a adoption cycle, same as the S&P 500. What you can see right here in the dot-com bubble, we have a time of expansion and a time of contraction. And of course, even if you would zoom out bigger, it's still an uptrend, because we go up right here, we set a higher low, and then we continue eventually to go up. However, do take in mind, guys, this is 16 years that passed by basically during this time period. So in 16 years, it's definitely, you want to make some moves in these bigger cycles, because if you don't do that, then these periods, the periods of bear markets, can be definitely heartbreaking and be very bad for your financial well-being. Then, when we have a look at Bitcoin, so this is very significant already that we are seeing this in the S&P 500 as well. Undoubtedly, we have that with other asset classes who went through these bubble phases also. Right now, when we have a look at Bitcoin, we are basically in the following stage. We had the first cycle, the second cycle. We are right now completing the third cycle, so we are almost right here at this point, which will be, if we compare it to previous bottoms and times, it will be roughly bottoming around October, November this year. So that means that we maybe not have seen it right now. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to surpass the lows right here. Doesn't necessarily mean. However, it can also mean that we form like something like this, where we get a bottom right here, slightly surpass the lows, and then maybe take off. But it is also possible that you got to take into consideration that we come down and test the previous high of this rally right here at roughly 13 to 12,000 US dollars. But even though that is possible during this time period, it is also still possible that if we are seeing such a situation, that Bitcoin is still looking bullish. So that Bitcoin is still looking bullish and going to enter that last phase of the bull market, where we have a 1 year increase, a 1 year period where prices are going to go up, followed by a 3 year long bear market with the red marked with the red shown right here. So this is basically what I'm watching right now in the macro perspective, and what I think is going to be very significant and showed already a lot of significance in the past. I'm expecting Bitcoin to bottom basically this year. I'm expecting that 2023 is going to be a very bright year for crypto, a very awesome year with the potential to top out at the end of 2023, maybe beginning of 2024. This is not exact science, these time cycles. Of course, there can always be months delay or months in advance. That is also possible. And then eventually enter this multi-year long bear market, where we can really see the price of Bitcoin coming down to way lower levels, maybe even coming down to levels as 13,000 US dollars, maybe even lower to as 10,000 US dollars. I definitely think those things are possible if we compare it, for example, with that 16-year cycle we have seen in the dot-com bubble after a 50% correction over in the regular financial markets, where of course is way more liquidity and is way more matured than what we have seen with Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually started the cycle right here. The beginning of the cycle is as well the beginning of Bitcoin. And for example, with the dot-com bubble, the beginning of the cycle is not the beginning of the regular financial markets. It was, of course, the beginning of the internet boom. But yeah, in these S&P 500, there are also different companies. So in that way, it can be slightly different. But in broad terms, we can definitely see a 16-year cycle in here. So that is basically what I'm expecting right now to happen with Bitcoin. Guys, this is, I think, a very important video, because a lot of people will be as well only expecting that Bitcoin after a bear market only will go up. Maybe we'll expect that Bitcoin is going to go up for a multi-year time frame like we have seen in previous bull markets. So I think a lot of people will be left out right here. A lot of investors, a lot of traders, they will get confused during this period and they might make the wrong decisions. And I'm also not stating here that this is something that is 100% going to happen. Definitely not. However, I think it is very important for our community to be aware of this, bigger picture. And that's also why it's so important that you have to share this video with as much people as possible. And if you learned something right now, make sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. And maybe if you want, take the effort, leave a comment down below this video. That all those things helping to push this video to a broader audience, which will help a lot more people getting this insight in these bigger cycles, which we might see right now in Bitcoin, which basically means that we are going to bottom in the next coming months. Maybe a huge capitulation event, maybe we see 14k, maybe we remain around 20k. But then afterwards, next year, we can see a year of increase, a spectacular year for Bitcoin and crypto, followed by a multi-year long bear market. So that is the most important thing as well. Know when to take profits. I guess a lot of people right here didn't took enough profit as they wish they do, including me. Definitely including me. My strategy is always, which I also published right here, is the moment we break the previous all-time high, that is the moment you go long. And that is the moment things are actually going good. But the moment we rolled over, I also published a lot of videos. The moment we lost that all-time high, again, after breaking it, that was for me the moment, okay, I'm going to take extra caution right here. And I'm going to flip some of my Bitcoin into stable coins until we break that all-time high again. And we never broke that all-time high again. But yeah, in hindsight, I also didn't know, of course, that this was the top. I just protected due to that trick. Losing that previous all-time high is just a signal of weakness. And in hindsight, of course, I also would have taken more profits if I would have known that this was the exact top. But yeah, I didn't know it. So yeah, so that is just something you can learn from, right? That is just important. And if you would know in time that we have approximately 3 years of increase, then you can definitely with a lot of more certainty, a lot of more confidence say here, okay guys, I'm going to take a shitload of profits right here because we are losing the previous all-time high at the end of the increasing phase and we just entering the declining phase. So let's just take a lot of profits right here. At least now you can say that for the next time when we are entering the upside period again and when we are entering the declining period again. Concerning this cycle, I'm not saying that this is going to play out, but this is something you can take into consideration. Maybe you want to save this video somewhere, but this is just a very significant thing that I found in the markets. Of course, thanks to Bob Lucas, the biggest inspiration for this video. Then guys, next to all of this, let's just have a look at the Bitcoin price. I want to show you something really quickly. I will talk about this more in future videos. So if you want to be updated about this, make sure to subscribe down below. This is about the regular structure in Bitcoin. We have this uptrend right here, and you see this uptrend is declining in the amount of strength to the upside. So it's not that strong anymore. The peaks here are really rough, really extreme. This one was less extreme. This one is less extreme. So what we can see is we have a curvature right here. We got a curvature right here, but within that curvature, especially at the end, we got this blue channel, and this one, I think, guys, is looking so significant. And how do you get this channel? You basically combine the tops right here of this March and October, November 2021. You make a channel till this bottom right here, and you can see that the middle of the channel was actually the resistance of the 2017 bull market. When we broke below the channel, we actually saw that the former support was acting as resistance. We got rejected from this channel at 13,000 when we had this rally. We can see that the moment we broke above the middle of the channel right here, we saw a nice increase. The top of the channel acted as resistance, the middle of the channel acted as support. Top of the channel resistance, support. The moment we lost the middle, we saw a further decline, and right now we are testing basically the support of this channel. And that's also why I think that Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame might not look too bearish after all, might even be more bullish than bearish, because we are at a significant, very significant support. And if we break below that support, I think the price action either is very short-lived, so we get a quick buy-up, or we definitely break a kind of market structure where we can see, maybe not a 16-year cycle playing out, but maybe something more bearish happening. Right now, I don't think that's the case, because if you look at the sentiment, majority of the people are definitely extremely bearish, and that is normally what we're also seeing when Bitcoin is getting closer to a bottom. So we might not have reached that extreme yet, but definitely we are seeing the majority of the people being overly bearish. And that is something what I've learned from my previous bull market and bear markets is right here when we dropped to $3,000 and when we went up right here, majority of the people were bearish, but then we already had the liquidation event. So right here it was as well. When Bitcoin was trading right here, everybody was bearish. Everybody was waiting Bitcoin to go to $1,800, and while we actually just did the complete opposite. So I'm not saying that we are right now already at that point, but I really do think that we are very, very close, if not already seen it. And if we look at this specific structure, then there's just a lot of support right now below Bitcoin, and I think it still makes sense to get a bounce from these levels. I still think that is quite likely. Maybe even a bounce till the mid of the channel right here, maybe even coming down to still maybe see a bounce, something like this, and to still form that bottom where we have been talking about for November this year. If we look at the amount of weeks of the bottoming cycle, right, that is definitely a possibility. But these times in Bitcoin is definitely times you want to be buying for the coming year 2023, which in my opinion is most likely going to be an awesome year for crypto, but maybe also going to be the final awesome year for crypto for a very long time. And for a very long time, I mean for the next coming years, that 2023 might be the best year that maybe comes ahead for the coming 4 years, and that afterwards we just all have to take a break, or what we see in the regular financial markets was also kind of sideways action for quite some time. We topped out, we had that bear market for a long time, then we saw a nice correction or retracement back to the top, and then we had another correction. So we went actually from 2000 to 2012, almost 12 years we went sideways. I'm not saying that is going to happen with Bitcoin. Of course not, that we are going to see 12 years sideways. I think that is maybe also unlikely. Bitcoin is different because it's still in the adoption phase. That's different than the S&P 500 with the dot-com bubble. Slightly, I would have to say. But something like this, a multi-year long declining phase, is definitely possible. And Yeah, and that we can predict by analyzing time instead of analyzing price. You could never anticipate such an event if you don't analyze the price. You can only don't analyze the time. You can only anticipate this with analyzing time, and that is where most traders goes wrong, because almost nobody is analyzing time. And if you want to get ahead of other traders, definitely, if you are a key player in analyzing time, it gives you a huge advantage over other traders. And this is something we also see in nature, for example. This is what I want to bring up. This is a little bit knowledge from nature, let's call it like that. That is what other traders have taught me. Like William Delbert Gann was a 33-degree Freemason. And as you know, Freemasons always look at Hermetic principles, and Hermetic principles are based on also a lot on nature. So they have, for example, a principle, the law of rhythm. Everything goes in rhythm. When there's an up, there is a down. When there is a down, there is a up. That is also true in the markets. The bull market carries the seed of a bear market. The bear market carries the seed of the bull market. And we also have laws of nature that for everything is a time, a seasonality. That's why there is a time for altcoins. There is a time for price going up. There's a time for price going down. And you definitely don't want to be long in the times when price are going down, right? So for everything, there is a certain time and season. And once you can recognize those seasons, which we might do right here, with muchas gracias, thanks to Bob Lucas, of course. But yeah, we might recognize these seasons in this chart, which can help us tremendously in knowing when to buy, when to sell, when to take profit, when to start open long positions, and definitely in combination with a shorter term indicator, like for example Will Portal. Will Portal is definitely showing a lot of significance to me personally in predicting the price of Bitcoin in the shorter term time frame. It is already difficult to predict Bitcoin price in shorter term time frame. It is easier to be more accurate with longer term time frames. However, if you are interested in short term trading, Will Portal is definitely the way to go. And right now we are working on a update. We are going to add some more funding rates from Bybit as well. We are going to add a average funding rate where you can see the average funding rates of everyone combined. We are going to add a lot of Will wallets, which you can track what some Wills are doing, if they are buying, if they are selling, and so on. And later we will get more and more updates on Will Portal. The data over on Will Portal will be for free, but there will be also a update, so a additional thing that people can get if they signed up on one of the exchanges, on one of my affiliate exchanges down below this video. You will be able to get a additional future over on Will Portal if you can share your user ID once you sign up on one of these exchanges below this video. So if you still interested in trading Bitcoin, if you for example don't have an account yet over on BitGet or Bybit, but you want to trade over on the spot market or with leverage, then make sure to sign up on one of these exchanges using my affiliate link down below, because it will give you eventually a lot of extra bonuses over on the exchanges, but also extra futures that you can use later on when we are done with these updates over on Will Portal. But okay guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed today's analysis. If so guys, do make sure to smash up that like button. Very, very much appreciated. Share this video with as much friends as possible. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, please. I think it's very important. I will leave a link to Bob Lucas' YouTube channel also down below if you want to check that out. Make sure to do so. And I want to wish all of you an awesome day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.